Hey guys, welcome back to Kara's Cakes. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 piping tips and how I use them. So I'm going to go ahead and put the buttercream in the piping bag. These piping bags are from the brand Sweet Shop and I get them from Michael's. And this thing here that you see in some of my videos is actually like a little plastic cylinder that came in the box with an immersion blender, but I never use this with my immersion blender, and it's like the perfect size for like the buttercream. So I just go ahead, pop it in like that, and then fill it up. But first I'm going to put in the piping tip. Take my scissors and cut off a little bit. And we'll start off with a piping tip. And then we put it in this little cup. You could use a regular glass or cup or something, but this is just a little bigger, so it allows you some more room to put the buttercream. And I'll start with this color blue. And then it's easier, you don't have to hold the bag while you do it. Just fill that up. So I'm going to go ahead and fill all the rest of them up, and I will be right back. First off is the star tip, or the Wilton 1M. This is very popular, probably the most popular for cupcakes and cakes. So next is the closed star tip, or the 847 tip. This one has 8 points on the top, and the Wilton 1M has 6 points. So this one is just a little bit different. I like this one the best for cupcakes. It's nice for around the border of a bigger cake as well. This one is a French tip. This one has a lot of points on the top, and it just gives that different look. It's really nice for cupcakes as well and cakes. Next is a basic round tip. This is an 803. I'm sure you can get many of these in Wilton as well, but I'm going to show you how I use this. The last but not least, the ruffle tip. This is one of my favorite tips, and it's really easy to use. This is the Wilton 125 or ruffle tip. You could probably find these online. I'll link them all down below, and Amazon if I can find them. And if you're looking to get into baking and decorating cakes and cupcakes, I buy a kit of these little tips so you don't spend too much money on them. But these are the 5 that I recommend if you're getting started in baking. So that is all the piping tips, and now we're going to get into how I use each one. We're going to go ahead and start off with the Wilton 1M tip. So this tip has 6 points, and it's great for cupcakes and decorating cakes as well. I'm just going to show you a few things that I do. So the first thing I would do for a cupcake would just be a rosette, like that. The next thing you could do is just little dots like this to make it kind of look like a flower. Another popular thing would just be like this for the rim of a cake, or on the top of cakes as well. This would be very good. Just that circular motion all the way around the top of the cake or the bottom of the cake. And you could also do this on the side of a cake. This is the 847 tip, and it's an 8-pointed tip, and we're going to go ahead. First off, we'll do the cupcake. You can see the difference between the two. The 847 tip is more full. And then same idea. Border around a cake. Next one is the French tip. I don't often use this for cupcakes, but it looks pretty cool. There's what the little blobs look like. Around the bottom of the cake. And then you could do some squiggles as well. Yeah. The next one is the round tip. I don't normally do this on top of cupcakes. If I do, it'd be a little bit bigger than that, like a rounder and more open tip. And for the bottom of cakes, I would either do this, or I would do a border around like this. And I'm just squeezing and letting go all the way around. This tip is also good for writing, so if you have a smaller round tip, you could write. That says cake. And last but not least is the ruffle tip. And this is the Wilton 125. On the top of a cupcake, it's hard to do on here because I can't go in a circle. But you can make it look like a flower if you just kind of move your cupcake around. I don't usually use this around the bottom of a cake, but you definitely could. But I use it mostly for ruffle side on the side of a cake. And you can do this. Or you could even just do random and make it a really rustic looking cake. So here's a closer shot of all of the tips. This is the Wilton 1M for the cupcake, and then this is just little blobs almost of the icing. This is what I would put around the bottom of a cake or the top of a cake, and then these are some squiggles for the sides of the cake if you wanted to do that. And again, this is the 847 tip. It's just a little bit nicer looking than the rosette, I feel. And these are the little blobs. And then again, around the top or the bottom of the cake. This is the French tip, or the Wilton 8B. That looks really nice on top of a cupcake. I don't do that much, but I should do that more often. And then the little blobs around the bottom and the top of the cake and the side. The round tip, I should have used a bigger one to show you how I do that on top of a cupcake. And then little blobs, and then borders around the cake and the cupcakes. And then you can also use the round one to write with. And then this is the ruffle tip for the Wilton 125. And I normally would go in a circle, but I can't go in a circle on this. And then the ruffles that I would do on the side of a cake. And then just an example of other things you could do with the ruffles as well. So that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something, and maybe it even inspired you to go buy some of these piping tips and try them out yourself. I'm going to try to link them down below so you can find them. If not, if you have a Michael's Craft Store, they have all of these tips and way more, but these are my top 5, and maybe just try them out, see how you like them. If you want to see me do more piping tip videos, I do have a lot more piping tips. I use Russian piping tips, and I make flowers a lot, so if you want to see any of those, comment down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well so you don't miss any new videos from me. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button.